have Helen and Felix currently playing together on the ground. And they're with adults Poppy and Eva. We're just doing last checks.
Felix and Helen are playing with Poppy just next to them. Today is the day when they will be released. This is Felix and Helen. Today is their last day in intro cage. They will be released in a couple of hours in their troop, Gizmo troop, with their mom Poppy and Eva. So with Helen eating some courgettes.
Sometimes it's just great to be able to sit down and watch how these little guys enjoy themselves and play around and just do crazy little things. That's also why it's very, very important from a young age that we use natural enrichment. We don't use anything artificial, so that they get used to playing with the branches and the trees and things that they would normally do out in nature. And just look at the fun time this little guy's actually having, jumping around in the trees, pulling on the little branch, swinging on it. I mean, you can just sit here for hours just watching him have such a great little time. I mean, it's really and truly amazing. And soon he's going to carry this out with him once he goes out into the enclosure with his mom. And of course, there's lots of trees and branches and things like that there for this little guy just to have the most amazing time ever. Of course, spending time with mom is just as important. And as you can say, the grooming is a very good sign. Mom very relaxed, him getting a lot more, or her should I say, getting a lot more relaxed with mom, grooming mom over here, which is also very, very good. So slowly little Helen's getting used to how things work in the troop. Mom's loving it, of course, and she always loves to get a little groom every now and again when she can. This is also a very interesting reaction that comes up here. The little one sort of gets a fright and dives into mom for protection, but then mom sort of says, no, wasn't anything you have to worry about, and now he seems to be told off by mom. So a little bit frightened of her there for a minute, not really understanding what to do. But of course, when another monkey, Eva, comes along, he's back into mom, or she's back into mom's arms, and everything's back to normal again. You can see how well Helen and Poppy have actually bonded, doing very, very well. They're grooming each other. Look how relaxed little Helen looks there on the shelf, not worried about anything at all. And yeah, it's very good. The worrying part here is little Felix is not actually doing the same. You can see he's a lot more independent. He's not going over to Eva or interacting with Eva at all. Which we're a little bit concerned about, especially with the integration starting today. The problem is we're also very, very late in the season. So of course it's starting to become mating season with the males, which means the males are a little bit rambunctious at this time of year, and it can be actually dangerous integrating if there isn't a mother or a monkey looking after the little one when they go out. Here's also another nice little thing with these little ones. They are a little bit worried about choosing their food. You can see that they're all being cautious, which is a very, very good thing, especially when there's bigger monkeys around and stuff like this eating, because they do have to know their place, and all depending on what Poppy or their mom's ranking is going to depend when they're allowed to eat food. So they're going to have to watch her and pay attention to what she does before they just climb in and eat their bowl. So a very, very important lesson that they've also got to learn before they go out, and these two seem to be doing that very, very well. Well, you can see the whole troops out there eager to meet the new little ones and see when they come out. I think they're getting impatient. So, of course, now the tricky part really begins. We've got to make sure it's clear. Even though the moms want to go out, we've got to make sure there's nobody in the way on the other side.
Otherwise, we might. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? I think we should probably just go ahead and let Helen out. Worry about Felix after. Because, unless he jumps onto the back. I'm worried about if he just jumped on the back or something, he'd get separated very quickly.
Alright, before you do open the gate to let him out, or her out, let me know.
Yeah. So, I think we just go with the original plan and we'll just let them out. And then we can do some integration with Felix.
Like Pepe?
Yeah, and then maybe they come back and he runs out to them or something like that.
So this is the moment.
This, yeah, hold on. So, yeah, it's too fucking bright.
Yeah.
Alright, everybody set?
Yep.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Do I try wait for Felix to come a little closer, or?
No, I just let the cow just go ahead.
Okay.
So we tested the fence.
You are ready? Yeah.
Well, she's not attached anymore. There you go. She's attached. And we got
Uh-oh.
male at the door.
Okay, hold on, just wait a minute.
So you can see how tricky it slowly gets with everyone back at the door now. We've got to wait for a clearing, get everybody ready again to see if we can let this lot out. Felix is still not attaching to anyone, which is a little bit of a problem.
Just wait. Yeah. Felix, you're completely oblivious, aren't you?
Maybe just open it. It is that. Can't see him right now.
Ready?
Yep,
Yeah.
ready.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, there's a male there. Alright, stuck.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah, just do.
He's being a bit aggro. Alright, wait.
Right, go
No.
wide.
Now, wide.
No, it's coming back.
I think as soon as he gets to the thing, just open it.
Go. And close. And close. Yeah.
You can't have a baby.
Well, it looks like the two little ones are getting bored and having fun with each other, but you'll see little Helen's always making sure she's very close to mom and in mom's arms. Felix isn't really too concerned about anything that's going on and not always paying much attention, so we are worried about him. So the main thing here is to get Helen and Poppy out. Well, at least now the big male is kind of out the way because he's sort of been the hindrance. So every time they get to a point of trying to open up the gate, he seems to appear from nowhere just to cause a little bit of a ruckus. They were just helping a little monkey on its way. Gates opening, and yes, look at how quickly that male is back to seeing what's going on. Unfortunately, little Felix didn't go with. And we got Poppy looking back and saying, "Hey, Felix, where are you?" But she is happy with little Helen because that's the one she's looking after. And we're going to have to see what we can do with little Felix. We can't let him go into this situation with the big males running around. He has to be on a mother or have a mother to take him on. And he's not really bonding that well to Eva for her to take him out. So we're just going to have to see what we can do with little Felix a little bit later on.
It will go.
It's just scary.
She left. She's on the.
She's just.
On the book. No? Oh, she's still here.
Do you see her, Victoria?
Oh no, she just left.
Okay, we need to follow.
Well, yeah, we have little Felix quite content actually. It looks like he's a lot happy. He's been left with the food and he can eat all the leftovers that are around him. Doesn't really seem too concerned. He's not calling out for a mom or looking for her or very, very worried. So this is what our concern was. He hasn't really got an attachment. He's getting a little bit older, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work on him. But as I said, there's not much time left. We're running out of precious integration time. Unfortunately, as I say, it was a very, very tough year with not having enough staff members to cover everything that we needed to do. And we have to try and get these little ones out before mating season really starts. And we're on the brink of mating season now, which puts a lot of pressure on everybody and everything that's going on. Because as I say, the males get a little bit rambunctious and don't always behave themselves as well as they should, and could be a little bit dangerous for the little ones. We have Ricky now in with Felix. She arrived in 2010. Was kept as a pet for over a year, so she was very, very humanized. But she's generally very, very good with babies, but can get a little bit unpredictable now and again. She did foster Scooby, Pumpkin, Lancelot, and Miller. So hopefully she'll have a little bit of an impact on Felix. We'll just have to see how things go.
Maud is helping us to do a deep clean of all the kitchen, so she's taking all the extra stuff to clean absolutely everything and make sure that everything is clean and nice.
I see them on the list, but I don't have plates.
Well, one of the main tasks in the morning is getting the meds and everything made, making the special diets. And this is what the kitchen looks like early in the morning, with some amazing plates of food as they get made up for the monkeys and the meds get done to take around.
Axel is preparing these amazing rice plates for all the monkeys. They look super good. She's putting all the extra stuff. And they're making sure that other monkeys have all the extra treats and all the extra nutrition that they need. Maren, Regina and Rose are preparing the AM place for the monkeys. Now they are cutting carrots. They have kiwis! That's really nice. Banana, sweet potato, corn. Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
And of course, one of the very important parts of the day is the main feed that has to go around. And as you can see, it takes quite a technique. Here we got Godfrey doing a little bit of slow motion, showing you how it's done to get the food thrown over into each enclosure so the monkeys get enough to eat. And there's a certain amount of bowls that go for each different enclosure at certain points that they get thrown over. And yeah, it is quite a task and takes quite a little bit of a technique to do this. Godfrey's been doing it for quite a while, so he's quite used to what he's doing. And of course, there's nothing better than seeing these monkeys getting such a beautiful diet and some nice food. We always wonder if there's ever going to be one sitting in the way. It gets dinged on the head when the stuff gets thrown over. But so far nothing's happened, because some of the stuff is quite heavy. I mean, you have got butternuts in there, which can give you quite a headache if they landed on your head. Of course, thanks now to Godfrey and the rest of the team. Here we've got Helen and Poppy eating the main food that's come across, and you can see what a nice variety they've got there. Some of the stuff even hard to recognize. There's like little patty pans, beautiful pawpaw or papaya that we got in, some lovely bananas and sweet potato. So it's quite varied, with sweet corn as well. So a lot of choice at this time of the year, luckily for these little guys to choose and see what they can eat. Here we have James and Snaps, both born to the troop. A very distinguishing feature with James is she's the only one with a little white moustache. Snaps, of course, always got a worried, sad-looking face. And then we've got Mitch. Mitch is a male that was born in 2019. He arrived in December of that year. He had to get fast-tracked into the foster mom program, basically because of his size. He was also looked after by Eva, which we thought would look after little Felix. So he was also looked after pretty much by the whole Alpha troop, probably because of his size and how big he is. But you can just see how well that guy did. Of course, meal time's always a big time for monkeys, and little Helen's having a lot of fun in the back there while Mom Poppy here fills herself up. But little Helen doing a little bit of exploring these new trees and things that she can investigate and jump around in. So it's a whole new exciting little world for this little one, just to explore and find out what's there. You must just remember they haven't seen anything like this really before. So this is the first time out and seeing what's all going on there. This is Dylan, a male from 2017. He was found alone in a cow barn. A very, very confident adult male. Very dark face if you're trying to spot him around in the enclosure. Here we have Trisha. She was a female born in 2017, but only brought through to us in January of 2018. We don't really know much of her history, but she always seems to hang around with the alpha group, so she must have been a high-ranking female or born to a high-ranking female. That's a little spirit that's just come into the picture. Of course, one of last year's little orphans. His mother was also killed. We're not too sure how. He was kept for about 4 weeks and then handed over. He was kept at a Capuchin sanctuary, so he had a little bit of funny behavior. He's got a very scruffy looking coat and is very similar to Ricky Joe. It's hard to say who this big boy is, but he's certainly enjoying a nice groom and relaxing out there, doing what the males do best, looking after the troop and making sure everybody is safe and sound. So of course he's been asked to reciprocate the grooming, which he's doing a little bit, but doesn't seem too enthusiastic. And of course what he goes and does is stand up and ask to be groomed again himself. So that position you see him in there is a position asking somebody to groom him, but everybody's kind of had enough and said, look, it's our turn now, you've got to do something back. Little puppy all tightly hanging on to Helen there. Little spirit getting his little face into the camera view, saying to everybody, weren't you taught not to cut everybody's heads off? But of course we're in quite a big zoom here, trying to make sure we're getting Helen into the photo, which is the most important part, just to see how things are going. And you can see she's quite content with everybody having a look around, browsing around as the new monkeys come in and have a look and just see who she is. Yeah, we have Trisha here now, also popping in just to see how things are going. See how the little one's going, and you can see little Helen's not scared at all, very inquisitive, looking around and just having a look at all of these people, especially little spirit there, who hopefully will make a nice big friend. We have Keksi there coming into the picture now. She was born in 2012 when she arrived as an orphan, very thin and dehydrated. She was basically fed a very bad diet of mealie meal and grapes. She was fostered by Tink, and she fostered Gabriel and Gizmo. So she's also quite a good foster mom. So there we have Marcy. Marcy is quite an interesting case. She was born in 2018 to a bandit called Claire, and they both actually jumped into the troop in 2019 and basically stayed there for a while, and then Claire later left, leaving Marcy in the troop. So maybe she just thought this is a good home for a little one, and a good place for her to look after. You know, moms always put their little ones' interests first, and basically left Marcy in the troop, and she jumped out and followed the bandits again. So of course we have typical behavior of a little one. Wherever mom basically is, the little one starts foraging around and seeing what all interesting little things are in the area, and learns about the new vegetation and basically stuff that they can find and eat. And if mom's eating something, she'll basically copy whatever that is. So there's a nice close-up of Trisha, just smelling you guys and just seeing if you're all kosher. But yeah, that was a nice quick portrait photo of her. Well, you can see a lot of times the monkeys just sit there and really are foraging most of their lives. They are a very, very close-knit family, looking after the little one for over a year. And you can also imagine, like this little one's getting a little bit older. He does want to go out and play with his friends. So that's why it's important to have other families, other family members around. And also why a troop is made up of 4 or 5 families. So there is youngsters that the little ones can actually play with and grow up with, and spend their life and make bonds with other little monkeys as well. Sometimes we feel the little ones just haven't had enough milk through the feeding cage, and it takes other measures maybe just to encourage her to drink again. Hopefully mom's cooperative. She wasn't earlier on, but you can see now she doesn't really mind. She sees maybe it's for the good of the little one, and the little one's actually managed to come over and drink out of a bottle from somebody's hand. Now, this isn't something that happens easily or normally. Normally the moms would take the baby and run away. They wouldn't bring them close by. Sometimes what happens is the little one comes over to the fence itself to start drinking, and then the mom sees us and starts pulling faces and grabs the little one and runs away. But in this case, it all worked out very well. Well, monkeys also sometimes don't get everything quite as right as they should. So this wouldn't normally be considered a sexual act, as he hasn't reached the age of maturity yet. Normally it's a little sign of dominance or trying to dominate another monkey, and he'd probably get smacked at some point for being cheeky. Poppy is also low ranked, so she'd also have to be careful about when she ate, but fortunately there's so much food available at the moment that it's not a concern for any of the monkeys. Here we have Gabriel. Gabriel came in 2015. He was also kept as a pet for a while. He was fostered by Keksi. He has chronic health issues. He's got bronchitis and cardiomyalgia and a persistent cough, which one can hear now and again. But otherwise, little guy's, well, I shouldn't say little guy's quite a big boy. He's actually doing okay. So our little juveniles are always interested in the babies, sometimes just to come and cause mischief with them, and see if they can try and get them away from the mom for a little while, especially when they're of this age that they like walking around a little bit. So I think that the little juveniles sometimes can be like little bullies. and cause a little bit of trouble with the little ones, and then mom has to come and sort them out a little bit later on. It was Ricky Joe that popped into the picture there, of course another little orphan from last year, doing very, very well at the moment. So here's Helen grooming Pumpkin. Pumpkin also had quite a bad start in her life. She was born in 2014, was kept for about 2 months, and was handed over after her tail actually fell in a hot tub of boiling oil and burnt the whole tip off. But actually she's doing very, very well now, and yeah, it's easy to recognize her, I suppose, because you can see the shortened tail tip, but she's also another very good foster mom. So all the ones that you're basically seeing being groomed or grooming are part of the circle that will look after this little one in this point in time, and also back the mom up while she's carrying or has the little one. They'll also play, should we call it, second foster mom to the little baby, or creche, and look after it if necessary. So this is very, very important behavior also for the little one, because the little one gets used to who the mom's grooming, who she's making friends with, and starts also learning what the ranking is of the different monkeys within the troop, which is also very, very important, because little ones have to behave and follow their mom's rank, and you do have to know which monkeys to show respect to and which ones you shouldn't. So yeah, it's a very, very important part of the upbringing. So Pokey arrived in 2020, was alone at the roadside with concussion, hairline fracture in pelvis, tail wound. He was fostered by but a very, very playful little monkey at the moment. Probably a naughty little juvenile and likes messing around with the little ones, as you can see, but at least he gives them a little bit of entertainment and keeps them busy around mom. You can just see how he's grabbing the little one's tail and pulling it and stuff, full of mischief. But that's what makes them monkeys, I suppose, in the end of the day, and why it's so entertaining to watch them, because there's so many funny little things going on. It's just nice sometimes just to sit on the side, quiet and peacefully, and just watch these guys get on with doing what they're supposed to be doing. Little Spirit, who I mentioned before, had a little bit of a confusing upbringing. She was actually brought up with some capuchins, so she would have taken on a little bit of their behavior in the end of the day. But otherwise, she's turned out okay. She knows she's a monkey now. She looks very similar to Ricky Joe, just a bit smaller, so sometimes we do get confused between them. So all in all, it's been an amazing integration again. Just a little pity about Felix, but we'll try to get a follow-up with him next week and see what was going on there. But in this case, Helen joined the troop very, very nicely, got on well with everybody out there, and all in all, it was a very nice integration to watch. So I hope you enjoyed it. And again, thank you to everybody out there for your support and making everything possible. And we'll see you all again next week. Thank you.